Good morning, everyone. It's Tess, and today is tip 342. And I'm going to say, knock out the hardest thing first. And this kind of came up for a couple different reasons. I've been reading The One Thing by Gary Keller. This comes up a lot. A lot of mentors have talked about this book and how life-changing it is. And even one of the videos Doc V had us listen to recently talked about this book. And what it kind of talks about is it's giving you pointers. And in this particular area, they're talking about willpower and how you really have to maximize your willpower. And I think that's in keeping yourself in that place where you make the decisions that'll push you forward. And they say, don't spread your willpower too thin. On any given day, we only have a certain amount of it. And so when we're spread too thin, our reserve will be lower and it will be harder to make the decisions that move us forward. And it says kind of monitor your fuel gauge with your willpower, because if you start to struggle, you're going to want to make sure that you're getting the things you need to get done quicker, or make them a priority so that you can stay on track and not fall by the wayside. And the last thing it kind of mentions, and this I think comes true for a couple of different reasons, and it says time your task. And it says do the toughest tasks first. Get them out of the way when your willpower is the strongest. I know even for me, setting the stage for my day works best if I start it first thing in the morning. If I start my day, I've got it set up to where my animals will complain wanting food in the morning so that I don't lay in bed just thinking that I'm too tired and stay there. I get up because if I don't, they're going to bug me till I get up. Then my routine is to walk and to meditate and to journal and to start the workday. So I already start the day with a win. I think added on to this is like when my workday starts, if I get the hardest thing out of the way, it does make my day go more productive. And by the hardest thing too, I think what it will also do is give us a chance to say, look at our work schedule, and maybe they always say there's like the 80-20 rule. If you do like one or two things, it might get 80% of what is really hot over your head out of the way, and that's a good feel-good accomplishment. So you might want to kind of look at that. I do think maybe some people have more willpower later or earlier, but kind of evaluate that, because I even know for myself, I'm just focusing on walking and increasing the number of steps. But if I start the day, then it seems more manageable throughout the day. If I wait until a certain time, 5, 6, or 7 o'clock, it always seems like it's too much to do. I just like to chunk something out and keep moving forward. I don't like to be overwhelmed, which is kind of what happened to me when I would start with to-do lists, or I would start with resolutions at the beginning of every year. I'd create a list of 100, 200, 300 things I wanted to do. And I know Doc V's talked about this in goal setting. When you set unrealistic and too many, we set way too many for 1 year and not nearly enough for 5 years. So kind of readjusting, evaluating, utilizing willpower in a way to help you make your life more productive, I think is very helpful. And by that, again, it's get the toughest things out. Like if you can find those couple of things that will knock out 80% of your day and get them done earlier, then if things get by the wayside, it doesn't feel so devastating later. And I'll even say, and for me, starting my day with a routine, meaning that I have to wake up at a certain time. If not, I have animals whining for food, and getting my walk in, meditating, journaling. It's just like I started the day with a win, and I'm strong and I can move forward. And I'm finding that I'm getting more done during the day. I feel better during the day, and it's helped me to move forward. So I think actually, and I've talked about this before, part of what I have to do some goal setting for my group with Doc V this week. And part of what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my evening routine. What can I do in the evening? If I start my day strong and I end it strong, I think that's going to really help put the pieces together in the middle of the day. And that came to mind too because I went to the experience with Chris Noggle and team back in August, and one of the mentors that Doc V is connected with too, which is Randy Garn, he actually talked about that. He actually likes to have an evening routine where he does certain tasks every single evening, and actually he sets the stage for the next morning in the evening. So I'm thinking that for me, I'm going to put together an evening routine because I love the morning routine so much. I think adding an evening routine will just help add more benefit to it. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. I hope you find this helpful, but it's kind of like pointing out, willpower is limited, so utilize it to the best of your ability. Hit it and get the tough stuff out when your willpower is strong. That way, as the fuel gauge goes down, you still can get the smaller things out and it's not so overwhelming. Have a beautiful day. Happy 2022. And I wish you the very best today. And yep, it's coming down. So you probably will or won't see it in the next day or two. Thanks, and have a great day.